Jess Ward for a very special presentation. Councilman Lang, Councilman Ward. Liza?
Good evening. My name is Liza Weidle. I am the co-coordinator for Creating Assets, Reaching Youth. Tonight is the culmination of Cary's 1999 Red Ribbon Poster Contest. And this is the first community event that Creating Assets, Reaching Youth has coordinated. Our vision is a simple one: uniting the Cary community to nurture positive asset development in youth. We have based our mission on the 40 developmental assets as outlined by Search Institute. This past June, you entrusted us with $10,000. We're also part of a Duke Endowment Grant written by the Wake County Partners for Building Youth Assets. This is a 3-year grant with our first year portion at $27,000. We have available our monthly newsletters that detail our current activities, and on the last page, where we have been and where we are going. Thank you for joining over 80 members of our committee in keeping Cary a healthy community with healthy youth. I'd like to recognize some members that have worked overtime in this and other efforts. Lieutenant Hoynia, who's standing back behind me, he works tirelessly in his job as the Youth Services Division leader, and he also devotes probably another 10 or 15 hours to just basic volunteer activities, including this one. Sonia Snyder is also standing. She's sitting. Sorry. Cary Parks and Rec. She has devoted herself to her job as well as other volunteer activities. Mark Lawson is the general manager of Pulse Athletic Club. He gives generously of his time and of his club. We'd like to recognize Vicki Eason, who's standing over there by the wall. He has helped us with our webpage, getting a bank account from Crescent State Bank and a logo, and just the list is endless. I'd also like to thank Harold, who is our publicist. He's helped put together our newsletter with his daughter, Hannah. At this time, we would also like to recognize our judges. Councilmember Jess Ward. What we have is t-shirts. As you see, the students are wearing. We have one for Councilmember Jess Ward. We have one for Mayor-elect Lang. And we also have one for our town clerk, Sue Rowland. We also would like to recognize Mayor Booth, who probably didn't realize it, but for the last 10 years, he has been nurturing positive youth asset development in our youth. And we thank you for that. We love you, and we're really going to miss you. We also owe a big hand to our school resource officers. We have 2 this evening, Officer Williams and Officer Hurd. I know you're not supposed to clap, but can we clap?
Until we get to the business portion, you can clap.
We can clap, okay, all right. This would not have happened without the school resource officers. They have done a phenomenal job. I know the youth gathered this evening are very excited. Creating Assets, Reaching Youth is truly devoted to you. The prizes you received this evening were given generously by 27 local businesses. You'll see them listed over here. Please check your envelopes. Some will contain small little cards. These cards, look at them. Some of them are free passes to Buffalo Lanes. Some of the envelopes have $100 cash bills in them, so be very careful when you open them, okay? If you want to swap out your prizes in the lobby afterwards, you can swap them out. I'm sorry, we love you, but...
I'm used to that.
Okay. In any event, at the end, if you want to swap out your prizes, that's fine. If you don't want your cash, I was going to say I would take it, but let's give it to Mayor Booth. Mayor-elect Lang would like to say a few words, and then we'll turn it over to our school resource officers, who will recognize the youth along the walls, along with Councilmember Jess Ward. And then if you would move into the lobby area and then allow the parents of the students that will hold their posters up front to come in.
I just wanted to make sure, Liza and her committee, there's about 80 people on this, the Cary committee, the Cary News Creating Assets, Reaching Youth. This is really important that we've got a lot of volunteers in town that are focusing on youth. We've got a lot of volunteer hours coming out of our police department. I mean, you know, they have their regular full-time job in the schools and that sort of thing. These guys are devoting 10, 15 hours a week more trying to help us with our youth. And we really need to understand that it's this type of thing that will prevent things that we do not want to have happen later in life. And so if we can just keep our focus on the youth. Mayor Booth was kind enough to this is not a very dignified business meeting, but anything having to do with children, Mayor Booth always cheers for, so I didn't feel too worried. I have to admit I'm actually fairly stunned. we were over judging the poster contest, and they were going to recognize, you know, the 12 or 15 people. And I said, well, there's 76 people in the contest. I said, oh, bring them down to town hall. We can recognize everybody if you just bring them down to town hall. Little did I know that actually everybody would show up. I mean, you know, that's very, very positive. But it was a bit of a shock when I walked in the back there, and I'm sure Mayor Booth was thinking, now what did Lang do? The Red Ribbon Poster Contest itself. Last year was the first time Cary had put on an event of this nature. The idea behind the competition is to encourage all the schools to hold in-house competitions and then to send the winners from each school on to the community event competition. 7 schools and 300 students participated with 40 posters competing in the community event. This year's event grew to become the second largest on the East Coast. Second year, it's the second largest event on the East Coast with 1,000 students in Cary participating. $2,000 in prizes were donated from Pulse Athletic, Chick-fil-A, Cotelligent, New Horizons Fellowship, Mitchell's Hairstyling, Atlantic Tire and Service, Council and Associates, that's Herb, our county commissioner, I think, Pets Warehouse, and the list goes on. And I really do appreciate if you check the bags. Those people are helping us with the youth. If you can participate with them locally, that's a very good thing to focus on. 78 winners from 15 schools participated in the community event that was judged on November 4th at Pulse Athletic. School Resource Officer Williams is going to announce the winners with Officer Hurd as well. So with that, Jess, I think if you go down one side and I'll go down the other, we'll start recognizing people and handing out awards. And after we get through the people that are here, I guess then we're going to rotate out and let the other people come forward.